We are continuing to track developing news on the economy this morning. Travis, we have reached a pretty stark milestone. We are learning that 1 out of every 10 American workers has lost their job in the last 3 weeks. I mean, these numbers are huge, but when you put it that way, it sounds even more scary.
I know. Think about that. I mean, we all probably know somebody who has lost their job, right? But to think about this, I mean, it is just, it's mind-blowing to really think about it. But we are digging into the numbers. In fact, reported by the Labor Department this morning, 6.6 million Americans filed initial unemployment claims just last week. So giving you some more perspective here, if you add that to the 10 million who have filed for unemployment in the last 2 weeks, look, I mean, that brings us to nearly 17 million people out of work in less than a month. I was doing some calculating and some looking back here. That's the fastest and the largest string of job losses in the U.S. since we started keeping these statistics back in 1948. Now, I was also digging into it for a local look at this in Washington. 176,000 people have filed for unemployment. That happened last week. Now, that is about 6,000 fewer people than filed the week before that, but that's still way too many people in our state who are out of work. Also, we're continuing to track some additional developing news. This from the Federal Reserve. It's now pumping $2.3 trillion into the economy, expanding loans for small and mid-sized businesses. Those will also be available apparently for cities and for states because obviously they are facing mounting concerns about the pandemic and the amount of money that they're spending. And then I'm not sure if we have the big board, but if we do, let's go to it. But I can tell you that the Dow is surging at this hour. We're up 500. There you go, 512 points. We're in the green. Look at that. We're almost to 24,000 points on the Dow, which is, you know, whether you're an investor or somebody who just cares about your job returning in this economy, that's good news. The S&P, by the way, up about 2%. The NASDAQ, we care about that around here because it has a lot of tech companies in it, like Microsoft, for example. NASDAQ is up about 1.5%. So we're watching those gains on Wall Street. We're hoping that translates into something for all of us here on Main Street as well, Liz.
Travis, appreciate it, that especially some of that context there. Thank you. You know, more pressure on the governor this morning after dozens of inmates at the Monroe Corrections Complex rioted over coronavirus concerns. Q13